All right, here we go. So, chat, this is Destroyer Zeka in the Daring. Zeka, is there a death pick in this? Do you die? Zeka is a Destroyer main, and he is well known as a Destroyer Super Unicum player. So we're gonna see some crazy, silly things in here, and we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at. There are some death picks, but none are yours. Okay, fair enough. We're gonna take a look at his build. I think I have the page ready to go. I do. So, Daring at tier 10. Very comfortable destroyer. It's got 360-degree turrets. The AP is the bread and butter of the ship. You rarely want to spam HE unless you are trying to get a ship on fire like a battleship. Otherwise, you're probably going to use AP against other destroyers and that sort of thing. It's got nice torpedoes. It's got a I call it a self-protection hydro because it reaches out to like 3 kilometers or something. It's got smoke. It's got heal. It's a very forgiving destroyer at tier 10. So let's take a look at the build that you are running. So Zeka is bringing with him main armaments mod 1 into engine room protection, aiming systems mod 1, steering gears, concealment system, and main battery. Note that there is no propulsion option for the British destroyers because they have kind of a bit of a propulsion boost baked into them. So that's probably what I think I run on mine as well. Zeka, is this a special captain? Is it Cunningham or Dunkirk? We love our British acceleration. Here's absolutely. Is it a standard captain? Jack Dunkirk. Okay. Now, you see what happens when I pop that in the drop down, right? Is now Grease the Gears has a boost. And then, so your skills, you went Grease the Gears into Last Stand, Mabas, Adrenaline Rush, Superintendent, Concealment, Preventative Maintenance, Incoming Fire Alert, Survivability Expert, and of course Adrenaline Rush. Yeah, the order's a bit wrong. My guess is you went down Preventative Maintenance. You did the core build, right? Preventative Maintenance, Last Stand, Survivability Expert, Concealment. You probably picked up Adrenaline Rush and Superintendent next. And then maybe you went Grease the Gears, maybe Mabas, and then finally Incoming Fire, or either way. Yeah, but I'm curious. So this build is absolutely a assassination build. You find an enemy destroyer, you assassinate them as quickly as possible with your main guns. This gives you reload time for your main guns. This gives you reload time for your main guns as well if you take damage. Obviously, this helps get your turrets on target quicker. So, not a bad build. Obviously, you miss out on the buffs for consumables enhancements, which would help your smoke generator and your hydroacoustic, and consumable specialist, which would allow for you to cycle through consumables more rapidly. But if you've played the ship enough and you have a general idea of timings of consumables, you can probably play without them. For players that are maybe newer to the ships and don't really understand how well to time those things, like that's a thing. One thing that you typically see Unicum players do is time their consumables, so they don't push until their consumables are available. We'll see if Zeka does just that. Radio location is something to consider in order to keep, you get an idea where your guns are focused. You keep meaning to drop EM for the 1-point consumable since it got changed, but you never did. Expert marksman, I'm guessing you mean Grease the Gears. But yeah, the ability to cycle through consumables faster is very sexy. So, okay. But like I said, radio location, if you can find a way to make that work, that's a possibility. You would probably have to drop Mabas for it and maybe one of the 1-pointers. I would probably drop Incoming Fire. If you're a destroyer, you're probably being shot at. So I might drop these two to pick that up. And then as Zeka said, dropping Grease the Gears for consumables expert. This might be a good if you're maybe newer to the ship, not as prepped and stuff. The nice thing about this is you just sail in the direction of your radio location, because it's most likely the enemy destroyer. And when you find him, you blast him and you kill him. So you could definitely do this route as well. And then let's move at signals. You've got anti-detonation into, let's see, repair booster, sure, or speed boost and consumables. Now, you're not taking any of the HE because you're probably not going to spam a lot of HE. If you're a HE spammer, fire chance is a good idea. Fire reduction, if you're playing competitive especially, fire reduction is a must on any destroyer. You want that fire to extinguish as quickly as possible if it's stuck on. You could go for hydro, you could go for smoke. Those are other good possibilities. Keep in mind, if you extend the duration of hydro, that also means you have to wait longer till you can use your next hydro. So you have to think about, as a player, how you use your hydro and how often that matters to you. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the game. We're gonna boost a little bit. You could take the hydro one, but your hydro already lasts 3 minutes. Right, the hydro duration is quite nice. Again, it comes down to proper cycling of consumables. If you use your hydro, and then that's on cooldown while your other consumables come up, that's problematic. In theory, you want all your consumables to come up at the same time. Now, you are by yourself on Estuary. This is a tier 10 game. There are some 8s, feel bad for them, including a Saipan. You got your anti-air off to start, so the Saipan's planes go right by. Now, you stopped on purpose so that you wouldn't be detected. Very smart. Also allows you to wait for your team to catch up to you, because, boy, are they slow. You are located by one ship. Who's that, probably? I don't know, maybe the Jutland? I wouldn't think the Sherman would take radio location. Elbing, I wouldn't expect to take radio location. Fantastic either. Okay. You're the only destroyer on this flank. Hayate, Fletcher, and Benson all went to the Delta Cap, so this is probably one of those situations where you need to be very cautious.
Yeah, that's why I'm turning out.
You go down, the rest of your group is dead. Is that Zekai here? It is.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Yeah, when I was getting RPF there, when I was looking at the team list and I saw us being RPF'd, I was guessing it's going to be either the Jutland or the Fantask that's locating me, because you don't really see RPF on an Elbing or a Sherman.
No. No, you definitely don't. And then there's the Fantask over there. The Elbing was last seen coming this way. Sherman is now spotted at the Delta Cap.
Yeah, no, right now what I'm looking at is I want to try and maybe set up a smoke trap for this Fantask if he keeps trying to push down.
Right.
Our carrier is starting to grief him, and I was expecting to see that even more because he just launched his bombers, and I was expecting him to grief the Fantask, which didn't happen. So much for that idea. And
there goes the Jutland over at the D side. All right. So a smoke trap, for those of you guys who don't know what he's talking about, he's basically saying he wants to bait the Fantask to charge him, and then he pops the smoke. When he pops the smoke, assuming the Fantask is continually spotted, he just blaps him and obliterates him over time, either with AP or HE, depending on the situation. But Fantask isn't doing that.
Yeah, if he was charging down south, I probably would have spotted him by now. So
exactly.
He's probably turning away. So that's why I'm starting to get out here a little bit.
So right here now, I'm one of those people that if I've got an armament available, I will use that. So right here, I would probably luck chuck torpedoes right through, this channel up here. I realize that that's not ideal, but you could always catch the Elbing off guard with them. And if the Fantask doubles back, you never know.
Yeah, you never know, but when you look at the map, there's not only the Fantask and the Elbing, but there's a St. Vincent, a Poison, and I think that's a Montana.
That is a Montana, yes.
So if they start walking down, I want to make sure that I have my torpedoes ready and I'm not waiting on a cooldown.
All right, so there's the Fantask.
Yeah,
You've
I
got
honestly
HE.
wasn't expecting him. I wasn't expecting to pop up there.
No, and there's again where the torps might have done something. But anyways, you've got HE in the barrels. You could have switched to AP, but if you note, the Fantastic has already turned away from you.
Yeah, that's
So-
why I didn't switch you.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is what he was talking about with smoke trap, right, Zeka? Like you can smoke, you
Yeah,
can shoot for free.
Yeah, he shot there, so he's being detected by my team over there. Not for long, because I think the island ended up blocking line of sight there.
Now, Fantastic does go dark, but he does also get out of the A cap. So that's points that you guys are still ticking, which I think is really important. There's the luck chucks.
And it
He's
looks
back.
like going back at D, the Sherman and whatever other destroyer over there, I think it was the Jutland, got
It was
run
Jutland.
over. So they're doing pretty well on that side. So right now, what I'm looking at is we're about to get D, or we should be getting D, because there's a Fletcher. No one's going to be resetting that Fletcher, so we're gonna get D here. So if I want to prevent them getting A, but if they get it, it's not the immediate end of the world, because we
Right,
already
you
have
still
the
have
points
cap
from the
parity.
Jutland. You already have the points from the Jutland, and we're going to be picking up D here. We should.
I love how the Benson is facing against a Sherman on a 1v1. That's probably not a good feeling for him. Fletcher's actually almost dead now. Something happened to Fletcher.
Yeah, I think he ends up eating torps at some point. Or he got
Good.
griefed by the carrier, one of the two.
Yeah. You saw the usage of the personal defense hydro there. Lasts for a very long time. Caught the torpedoes, allowed for Zeka to change his course if needed. Although I think you were probably going to dodge them anyways.
Yeah.
And then now you
that,
can use your smoke.
Yeah, I got greedy here trying to shoot at the Preußen. I was hoping he was going to shoot and keep himself spotted with his gun bloom, but you know, didn't happen. So kind of a waste of a smoke. But nice thing about daring is that you have so many of them. Even if you waste a smoke charge, you'll have another one really fast.
Absolutely. Now here's the Fantastic. I might have taken the time to switch to AP just for that initial salvo since he wasn't looking away. But whatever, he's immediately turning away again. And he wisely did not open up.
Yeah, that was really good by him. If he had opened up, he probably would have died there.
Exactly. Absolutely. Now you got 7 seconds till you go dark. Your heal is maxed out. You might as well use the heal. SAT, am I speaking of Sherman versus Benson matchup from experience? That was fun earlier today, wasn't it?
Sir.
Elbing's not very interested in contesting me, so what I'm looking at right now is that Fantastic is really low, and that Elbing's not interested in contesting me, so I'm just going to step back in A, and I'm just going to keep that pressure up. At best, I kill the Fantastic, and at worst, I just stall like 3 or 4 ships.
And here's where radiolocation could have come in handy. You know where the Fantastic is, and you can just W straight at him. That being said, he's now pretty much next to the Elbing, so you kind of don't want to go after him.
Yeah. I'm about to launch torps at this St. Vincent, thinking he's going to keep walking. And I'm gonna end up having to smoke up here because of the planes that are about to come over here and grief me. And he ends up turning in, so I
was gonna say.
I could have held those torps a little longer. But honestly, I don't think it's the smoke or anything that did it, because if he's paying attention, he's gonna see that A is getting flipped anyway. So, you know.
Right. Yeah, you're continued shooting at him, though, of course. They'll instinctively
I'm about to
turn in.
switch to AP over here.
Makes sense. He's
some
broadside
point.
to you.
Yeah, there you go.
You get out of your smoke and you're detected probably at the Preußen.
Yeah, that's the Preußen. I was banking on this St. Vincent getting behind the island before he can turn turrets and shoots at me. I think he gets 1 turret off, but it's not that bad.
No, and you have a heal.
Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes to port.
Hey, Master Iron. Well, thank you. One of the best and most handsome CCs out there. Maybe. Your smoke is available in 2 seconds. So this is where you could also slow down and reverse and try to set him on fire again. There you go. Blue Falcon, what's up, dude?
And he's turning out here, so that's why I have the HE loaded.
Sure. Well, also, it's the St. Vincent. You know, the best way to deal with them is to just keep them on fire. So...
Yeah. We love St. Vincent's, by the way.
Battleship destroyed.
Oh, look, a Colombo coming your way. Now, there's a cyclone in, so you can't see him, but you see him on the mini-map. You know he's coming.
Yeah, I'm expecting he's going to walk at D, because from his perspective, he has at least 2 destroyers, or at least 1 destroyer, probably 2, in A cap, and as far as he knows, I'm kiting away. So he's probably looking at that, and he's going to walk at C, so that's what those torpedoes are meant to catch him for.
So for those of you guys who don't understand terminology, walk is often used by super unicums to say that somebody is just going to go straight into something. Like they don't see a threat, so they're just going to go right at it. So walking at sea means he's expecting the Colombo to turn south and go directly into sea. We'll see what happens. Kerfers is there.
Yeah, and with the cyclone setting in, that means it's just going to be me versus these 2 destroyers. So
Yep.
I'm gonna just go right back in there. I have my smoke ready, and I also have my hydro running to protect me. So I'm just gonna run back in there and keep that pressure on.
So Le Fantasque is quite low, and you can absolutely smack him and kill him. I think that's probably your priority, right? Get him off the game, and then you can probably deal with the Elbing.
Yeah, it's really, at this point, it's just whichever one I spot first. But if you were paying attention there, I just dropped off of RPF, which you saw me pinging the map there. So that tells me that that Fantasque is headed towards that GK.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you did get a torpedo hit, most likely on the Colombo.
Yeah, it was 2, and that I don't think they did a whole lot of damage, but every little bit helps for my GK, since it's basically him and that Colombo duking it out over there.
Right.
Every bit of damage I can get on that guy will help him out.
And you would expect the Kerfers to win that easily, because Colombo is broadsiding him right now. But you have no idea what he's got in the barrels and all that kind of stuff. All right, Elbing and Fantasque both spotted, working together, going towards the middle.
Yep.
AP could have come in handy here because he took a long time to turn, but you already had HE in the barrels, and I understand it's a lot easier just to focus on what you've got. Now here, Elbing broadside, yes, you see it. Last heal.
Smoke screen set.
And I didn't really fancy fighting that Elbing in the open, so I just want to get this cap and keep the pressure on.
At this point, you're tied up on ships, but you're up on score. So yeah, get the cap. Force the Elbing to have to charge against you and your Kutuzov divmate or teammate. I like that.
Yeah.
No need to do this by yourself. Of course, you luck chuck torpedoes. You might as well. Elbing does not have hydro.
Yeah, with the those weren't entirely luck chucked. I did put a little bit of calculation into them, because the Colombo and the GK ended up trading over there at sea. So I'm expecting that Elbing's just going to run down there and back cap that. So those torps are going to try and catch him, but that doesn't happen. But it is what it is.
It's a cow chuck.
Yeah,
Instead of luck
much.
chuck.
Yeah,
Don't lie to yourself. Even when they're spotted and you calculate what they're gonna do, that's still all luck.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when you launch torps that's accounting for someone doing something smart, and then like they don't, and then all your torps miss.
That's why random battles exist.
Yeah, and the Elbing did in fact run to sea.
Now you've got an option here. First of all, the attack aircraft coming in, that tells you the Saipan is probably at Bravo 1 or Charlie 1. So you could go for the Saipan. 2, you could go up to B and go for the Montana and back cap them. Or 3, you could go to C and chase after the Elbing. My concern about chasing the Elbing is what's to keep him in C after he gets the cap.
Absolutely nothing, so that's why I'm letting the Kutuzov do it.
Okay.
And
so you're gonna go for the Montana.
Yeah, I'm really more going for B than the Montana.
I understand.
because right now, looking at the caps, we're even on ships, but
Mm-hmm.
we're probably going to lose. We are going to lose our carrier because look what's happening to him.
Yeah, Poison's getting on his side. Yep.
Yeah, we're about to lose D. We already are about to lose C, so we're basically be on this one cap right now. So what I'm trying to do right now is my main goal is to stem that bleeding as much as I can, and then I'll deal with the Montana and the Preußen as it happens.
Big question is, did the Montana turn south or not? You're about to get spotted by the carrier as you go to the B cap. And your anti-air's off. 3.1. Just outside. Yep, there it is.
Yeah,
yep,
I
you
got
spotted.
really lucky.
Okay, Montana is leaving, so you actually have a free cap here.
Yeah.
Now, Kutuzov decided to, for whatever reason, nope out of C, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, like when I was making the decision to head for B, I was expecting the Kutuzov to run into C to deal with the Elbing. And when he did that, I remember when I was playing the game, I looked at that and I was like, man, what an idiot. What's he doing?
Right.
But he ends up doing pretty well in the very end, spoiler alert, but
Well,
it ends up
okay.
working out in the end, which, you know, I guess it works.
So he takes the southern route. He does curl into C from here, so he could possibly run face first into the Elbing. You saw the Montana opened up with shells. Unfortunately, didn't have HE ready to possibly set him on fire. Elbing is at C cap, so Kutuzov could just walk into C now.
I mean, I guess,
why aren't you turning south here?
Because right now, the Hayate is getting griefed by the carrier in front of a Montana and a Preußen. So
Right.
I have two options. I can either go like south, like try and get torpedoes into that Montana,
That's what I would do.
or I can go and head towards B and try and deal with the Elbing and the Preußen. And what's happening is that at this moment I'm expecting this Hayate and this Kutuzov both to die. So it's going to be me versus like literally everything they have left. And when I'm looking at what's in front of me and I'm deciding where to go, I'm expecting that I'm going to be alone and that I'm going to need kills and I'm going to need points. And I make the decision that I'm going to go after where there's more of those, and that's going to be at D.
Okay, fair enough. My thought was if you go down the channel, you get in front of the Montana, and then you can single fire torque the Montana into oblivion. Like, that's an easy kill for you. Whereas
Yeah,
going
that's
around the corner, you lose that option.
Yeah, that's what I was initially looking at, but I'm thinking that I can spam down the Montana after I've dealt with the Preußen and the Elbing.
Okay, so right here, everybody, Zeka is opening up with guns. He's purposely waiting to smoke. He's waiting for the Preußen to shoot him, because then the Preußen's gun bloom keeps him detected. Unfortunately,
and then the Elbing pops up.
The Elbing pops up, so obviously he's the bigger threat. Focus the Elbing instead. But Elbing is almost full health. You're not going to kill him anywhere near soon enough.
Unless he does what he's doing right there, and he's just slowing down.
Which is stopping broadside?
Broadside.
Yep, you're absolutely chipping away. Kutuzov does burn down the Montana. That's a huge kill for you. For
this
Kutuzov,
Elbing
for your
goes
team.
dark, but
He goes
I
dark,
end up
but he
being able
dies.
to blind fire him.
Yep. So your original plan didn't work the way you thought it would, but now the
But it
Preußen
still
is by
works
himself. Oh,
We
burn him
His
down.
plan was the PR farm, which he accomplished.
Yeah,
Now,
that
by the way-
Preußen surprised me too.
By the way, A was capped, which tells you the Saipan is a smart player, went into the A cap, grabbed it. That's a good play for the Saipan's team, or for the Saipan.
Yeah. Yeah, although me and this Hayate here, to both of their credit, the Hayate and the Kutuzov, I was 100% expecting them both to die during this, and they didn't. So well done to them.
Is Grunty
And,
rubbing off on you?
All we have to do now is just cap C or cap D here, and
Yep.
no matter what the Saipan does, as long as
Yep.
at least one of us stays alive, there's
Yep.
not enough time for them to make up any sort of points by cap. So the only way they're gonna win is by killing all of us. So I still have my smoke charge, and I'm just
Yep.
after we have D, I'm just gonna haul ass in the opposite direction.
Okay. The Kutuzov, by the way, is from Clan Sur, Armada del Sur, which is I believe it's a Brazilian clan. What's interesting about them is they have become far more competitive over time. They've gotten really good. And while they might not be technically on the GGWP level of competitiveness, they're still good players. And I think Motorman there in the Kutuzov demonstrates that here. Like, he could have easily, like you said, just thrown his life away, and he didn't.
Yeah, and I also will admit I also read his name wrong. I thought it said something else. I'll let you guess what it was, but you know, at this point, nothing else is really gonna happen. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, man, what a gamer.
Okay. All right, fair enough. No, it is actually Mofo Man. That's an F, not a T.
Oh, is it? Oh,
that is an F.
I'm not blind. Okay.
You aren't blind. No, I'm blind. You're not blind. Lay Mofo Man.
Nice.
What a gamer indeed.
We game over here.
We do game over here. Chat, sorry we missed the ad break. Sorry, I snoozed one to try to finish it. We missed the other one. It's okay. Game is over. GG's.
And I think what this game really highlights is just applying cap pressure and how it really makes a difference. Because if I didn't keep up at A, we probably would have lost this game just because they would have had A ticking as well as B this entire time. Yep. And we would be looking at a different screen about now. Also 5 base caps this game, by the way.
I just want to say thank you for keeping Zeth's replay theater in a 99 percentile win rate.
Right. You also, by the way, this is a good replay too because you didn't come in first, so thanks for that. But yeah. I think what's interesting too is you definitely demonstrated the importance of staying at a cap, at a flank, and not abandoning it. We often see a lot of random players will run away from a flank that they think is not going to be held. And I think it's really cool. You demonstrated the importance of staying where you are, ensuring that, your team knows you're staying, you're not going anywhere, and you're able to make it work. So let's take a look at your replay render here.
And as well as the Kutuzov, he also did really well. As for me thinking, like I said earlier, I was thinking like, man, what an idiot. But to be fair, looking at it in post, going the route he did actually save him from the wrath of the Montana. So, I guess well done to him for seeing what I couldn't. So, it is what it is.
I think that's one of the nice things about this game is you oftentimes look at it, and I do this too. You think, oh my God, this person's an idiot. What are they thinking, et cetera, et cetera. And then because of replays, you take a look at it afterwards, and you're like, huh, okay, I understand why they didn't just throw their life away,
Yeah. And also the fact that Daring is a very good cap contester also helped.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's a great cap contester. It's a great cap bully. It's a great anti-destroyer. But hey, that left in task or whatever, he really made it difficult for you, right? Because a lot of other players, lesser players, would have just charged you and then got themselves killed. He didn't do that.
That Fantask, even though he didn't last a very long time, he did play better than most other destroyer players would have, which is run in and die. So credit where it's due. He did do decent for the time that he was alive. It is kind of unlucky that he didn't get to play more, but unlucky for him, not for me, of course.
Right. SAT says also no major threat when capping. Correct. No radar, and the only
that definitely helped. It was really just those destroyers and a St. Vincent that donated.
He really did, didn't he?
Yeah. I think chunk down the Kutuzov, but that's about it.
Well, I was gonna say, I think part of that is he felt comfortable making that push because the Kerfers left the flank. But You still worked on him. Kutuzov still worked on him. He goes down.
Yeah, and I probably could have killed the Fantask a little bit earlier if I had swapped to the AP, but HU is just what I had in the barrel, so that's what I fired. That's about it.
Yep. All right, well, Zeka, what should we call this replay? Should it go out onto YouTube? What are we going to make the title?
Oh my god, my teams are idiots. This Kutuzov, what is he doing?
Yeah, let's not do that. And usually I'm looking for 1 or 2 words.
When I posted this, I think it was something about cap control and the value of staying alive. I think that was what I called it on YouTube.
So like cap plus survival.
Something like that.
Yeah, cap survival.
Or just like applying cap pressure or something like that.
Okay, cool. So what's cool is you've got this up on your YouTube channel. This will probably show up on my YouTube channel. And we might have similar things we talk about, but we also might have different things we talk about too. And I think that's what's really cool about this is a lot to discuss in replays like this, you know?
Yeah, and then in my game, and like from when I uploaded this to my channel, a lot of like one of my replay videos is they're like, I'm talking about like what I'm thinking and why, like with the Fantask and the RPF, when that switched onto the GK, I was like, okay, I just dropped RPF, that means he's going this way, so I'm going to do this. Or with the Kutuzov, I'm looking at like, okay, this Kutuzov is going to deal with C, so I'm going to go to B. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the Kutuzov at the end there, right in front of the Saipan? Wow.
Yeah, what a gamer. Too bad. I honestly don't think we would have gotten a pelt from that game. The game would have ended too fast, which is unfortunate because I wanted one of those to hang above my fireplace, but it didn't happen. So unlucky.
Yeah. Treesock, I like your idea. Keep calm and cap on.
That's a good one too.
It is. It's just a long title, and I usually try to keep 1 or 2 words on my cover picks just because they go forever. But Zeka, thanks for sending that.
How's that?
Calm and cap. Okay.
And that's I think it for this one.
Yeah, it is absolutely. I mean, that was a great replay. It definitely showcases the strengths of the daring, the importance of team play, and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for sending that one in, man. Appreciate that.
And above that, it's just like the ability to maintain cap pressure. And even if I didn't cap A, I was tying up like 3 ships in the St. Vincent, the Preußen, the Elbing, and the Fantask. So even if you don't get the cap back, even if you keep applying that pressure, that'll still make a difference. And you just pray that like everyone else can not donate.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, all right, well, let's go to the String Raider screen.